Tonight's headlines: sugar body to be reorganized, says Marcos. Blue ribbon panel to take on sugar laptops controversies. Former House Speakers Arroyo and Velasco take on new House leadership roles. LTFRB reopens over 100 pre-pandemic PUV routes. Proposed 5.268 trillion budget polished for Congress submission. Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas hints at further rate hikes. And stocks index down on profit taking. Good evening. Today is Wednesday, August 17, 2022. I am Elmer Navarro Manuel, and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said Wednesday that the Sugar Regulatory Administration will be reorganized amid the importation issue currently hounding it, and gave updates on the investigation on the SRA order to import 300,000 metric tons of sugar that Malacanang said was illegal. The president, who also heads the Department of Agriculture, had rejected the proposal to import 300 metric tons of sugar amid soaring prices, adding that the investigation on Sugar Order Number 4 will be conducted by Congress, but a reorganization of the SRA is likely to transpire within the week. After the reorganization, Marcos said he would have arrangements with industrial consumers, planters, millers, and sugar suppliers to address the issue on supply and prices. The president earlier said the Philippines might need to import sugar in October of this year, but not the same volume proposed by the Sugar Board. The Senate Blue Ribbon Committee will take on two controversies next week when it holds hearings on the order to import 300,000 tons of sugar and 2.4 billion pesos worth of laptops, which have been described as outdated and pricey. To recall, Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri on Monday asked the Blue Ribbon Committee to investigate the issuance by the Sugar Regulatory Administration of Sugar Order Number 4 on the importation of 300,000 tons of sugar. Senate Minority Leader Aquilino Pimentel III and Senator Alan Peter Cayetano filed two separate resolutions to investigate the procurement of DepEd laptops, which have been described as too expensive and too slow. The scheduled probes are the first two Blue Ribbon Committee investigations in the 19th Congress. Former House Speakers Gloria Arroyo of Pampanga and Lord Alan Velasco of Marinduque have been named to their new posts in the House of Representatives on Wednesday. Arroyo, who served as Speaker from July 2018 to June 2019, took her oath as House Senior Deputy Speaker, this time before Speaker Martin Romualdez during Wednesday's plenary session. Present during Arroyo's oath-taking were her son, Mikey Arroyo, and granddaughter, Mika. Velasco, for his part, was elected as chairperson of the House Energy Panel, and he served as Speaker from October 2020 to June 2022. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Magandang araw mga katribu! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelovelo, Comfy Manalo, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chert Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas na ang mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Sama-sama natin alamin ang mga natatagong istorya sa mga latest na kaganapan sa loob at labas ng bansa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising Na!
In other news, the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board on Wednesday announced the reopening of over 100 pre-pandemic routes for non-EDSA city buses, jeepneys, and UV Express all over Metro Manila to augment the public transportation supply in anticipation of the reopening of face-to-face classes. LTFRB Chairperson Chaloy Garafil said the agency issued twin memorandum circulars, namely MC number 2022-067 and MC number 2022-068, opening a total of 133 routes involving 11,000 vehicles. Garafil said under the MC number 2022-067 or the guidelines for the resumption of operations of non-EDSA city bus routes, the LTFRB will open 33 city bus routes. The circular covers those with valid, expired, or pending for issuance certificates of public convenience, provisional authority, or special permits, and Garafil said those who will apply for a special permit will only have to wait for 2 days for the issuance. In business, the Department of Budget and Management said that the proposed 5.268 trillion national budget for 2023, the Marcos administration's first full-year budget plan, is all set to be submitted to Congress next week. Budget Undersecretary Joselito Basilio said that the budget is already being printed just in time before the President's submission to Congress by Monday. In a pre-recorded video message, Budget Secretary Amena Pangandaman said the DBM has been busy crafting a budget that's not only responsive to the needs of the time, but aligned with the priorities of the Marcos administration. In July, the palace said the Budget Department will submit the documents of the 2023 national budget to the 19th Congress on August 22. In other business news, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas on Wednesday hinted at the possibility of more policy tightening after the almost certain rate hike to be implemented on Thursday. BSP Governor Felipe Medalla said that for the policy tightening to take a pause, food supply and petroleum prices should be addressed as the Philippines continues to import a significant chunk of these products. Medalla earlier ruled out the possibility of having no movement or a 75 basis point hike in the next policy meeting scheduled for Thursday, leaving a higher chance of a tightening by 25 basis points or 50 basis points. Earlier this month, Medalla said July's inflation print, a fresh 3-year high of 6.4%, raises the probability of a 50 basis point hike. And bargain hunting ended in the local bourse, resulting in the negative close of the main equities index on Wednesday, but the peso kept its footing against the US dollar. After several days of rally, the Philippine Stock Exchange Index shed by 0.46% or 31.65 points to 6,818.99 at the closing bell. The broader all shares followed with a drop of 0.14% or 5.2 points to 3,619.88. Regina Capital Development Corporation Head of Sales Luis Limlingan said that the Philippine shares finally succumbed to profit-taking after successive sessions of bargain hunting and ahead of the release of the July retail sales data. Volume reached 1.17 billion shares, amounting to 8.04 billion pesos. Advancers led decliners at 117 to 94, while 34 shares were unchanged. The local currency, on the other hand, finished the day at 55.86, little change from its 55.83 close a day ago. That wraps up the stories tonight. Catch us again tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. only here at Daily Tribune's Facebook page. Again, this is Elmer Navarro Manuel and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
Daily Tribune would like to thank the following: Makati City, SM Supermall, Sharp, Century Peak, Prime Homes, Tulfo, DOTR Railway, LRTA, LRMC, Megawide, PGMA, DBP, CAAP, ICTSI, Aboitiz Power, Aboitiz, Udena, Cocogen, Globe, NLEX, Team Energy, MPT, Philcomsat, FDC, RCBC, Divina Law, Maya, Smart Trade, HMNF, LG, Smart, Maybank, PLDT, Caliraya, Mr. Freeze, Senator Villar, Meralco, Republic Cement, Century Property, EK, Mapicon, Carranza, Houseland, Pag-ibig, Meralco, Isuzu, Toyota, Toktok, Suzuki, MG, Angkas, Mitsubishi, Beautyderm, SM Retail, NAC, Mondelez, BPI, Araneta, Insight, Pure Gold, Deco, Watson, Copiroti, Pagcor, and Simply Thai.
Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. Download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS and Google Play for Android to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune invites you to join its Viber community, Katribu, to get updates on the hottest news on politics, business, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment. Emoticons of the Tribune mascot Tarsito are available on our community Viber.
Kamusta ka